You guys, it's been messy in Hollywood this week. Kanye West is throwing shade at Khloé Kardashian, Kim's getting side-eyed by her own family, and Glenn Powell? Yeah, his mom is now chiming in on the Sydney Sweeney rumors. Oh, and wait till you hear the latest from Lana Del Rey, and of course, Haley and Justin are once again confusing the internet. But let's not waste time. Grab your iced coffee, your lip gloss, and let's spill everything. Okay, so the first thing that had everyone talking was this totally wild situation involving Alex Cooper. You know her? Call Her Daddy, podcast queen? Yeah. So rumor has it, she allegedly made someone at her company change their name. Like, their actual name. Why? Because it was the same name as her husband's ex-wife. Not joking. According to Dumois, a woman named Claire, who worked at Alex's company, was apparently told to go by Charlie instead, just so things wouldn't be awkward for Alex. We're talking email switches, work ID switches, everything. Claire at Unwell became Charlie at Unwell. Like, what even? Naturally, the internet lost it. TikTok started popping off with people like, uh, did Claire Holt see this? Because yes, that's the ex-wife in question. And here's the twist. Claire Holt did see it. Not only that, she commented on one of the TikToks, super chill, saying she's having a great weekend in the sun with her kids, queen energy. So yeah, while the internet's losing its mind, Claire's just out here unbothered, probably sipping on a smoothie with her babies, not worried one bit about her ex's new life drama. Now, on to Haley and Justin Bieber because what is going on there? This weekend was weird. Justin randomly goes live on Instagram looking off. Fans were immediately like, is everything okay? Then suddenly, boom, his Instagram account disappears, just gone. Then it comes back, and people notice something. It looked like Haley wasn't following him anymore. And if that deja vu hits hard, it's because something super similar happened not long ago, but in reverse. Back then, Justin had supposedly unfollowed Haley, then jumped on Instagram like, I didn't do that. Someone else logged into my account. Okay. So this time around, when it looked like Haley had unfollowed him, she popped into a TikTok comment to say, it's a glitch. Didn't unfollow him. Hope this helps. And of course, fans were like, sure, Jan. Because what are the odds of both of them having weird unfollowing glitches on the same app within weeks of each other? Okay, let's talk about this never-ending Instagram chaos between Haley and Justin Bieber. Because seriously, why is it always their accounts that go haywire? One minute she's following him, the next it looks like she's not. Then he unfollows her, then suddenly blames a mystery hacker. Like, how is it always them? Now, some people were convinced this latest unfollow thing was real tea, that Haley unfollowed Justin on purpose and just didn't want to own up to it. But plot twist, there's actually some decent proof it was just a glitch. If you searched his name, it wouldn't show up on her list. But if you looked at mutuals from his page, boom, there she was, still following him. So yeah, kind of sounds like Instagram just glitched out again. Still, not everyone was buying it, because of course they weren't. Drama is juicier than bugs in the system, right? But what really sent fans into a spiral was why Justin was being so weird online in the first place. He was posting nonstop. Pictures in the studio, artsy little moody shots, and everyone was like, OMG, is he finally dropping new music? Nope, not quite. Turns out, this might be more about fashion than tracks. Remember Drew House, Justin's old cozy hoodie brand? Well, now he's shifting gears into a whole new lane with a brand called Skylark. He hasn't said much officially, but he's been tagging it like crazy in all his posts. And the posts themselves? Hella cryptic. Think jackets, neutral color schemes, sunglasses, very streetwear. And honestly, kind of giving Yeezy 2.0 vibes with the way he's flooding the internet with all these teasers. He even dropped this animated teaser video that's got everyone talking. In it, he and Haley are shown walking hand in hand, kissing, pushing a stroller, like full-on domestic bliss. They literally burn down the old Drew House look and stroll into this fresh new life with Skylark. Translation? Feels like Justin's trying to say, hey, we're good now. New chapter. Let's leave the messy stuff behind. But if you've been watching him online lately, you might be thinking, are we sure he's in a good place? Because it's been feeling a little off. The vibe is all over the place, and people are crossing their fingers that this is growth and not another weird spiral. And can we just talk about how every celeb now either launches a makeup brand or a cool and comfy clothing line? Like, it's literally a rite of passage now. If you're not selling eyeshadow palettes, you're probably about to drop sweatpants with your initials on the tag. Anyway, shifting gears, let's get into this little situation with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. So, remember when they were promoting their romantic comedy, Anyone But You? People were convinced they were secretly dating. Their chemistry on screen and during the press tour was just too good. Like flirty eyes, inside jokes, touchy moments. The internet was spiraling, convinced there was more going on. But plot twist. Nope. Sydney actually said all that couple energy was just smart PR. She wasn't messing around. This was one of the first big projects her own production company worked on, and she wanted people talking. Mission accomplished. Still behind the scenes, both of them were in serious relationships. Glenn had a girlfriend. Sydney was engaged to Jonathan Davino, the guy she started dating back in 2018. In fact, he was even involved with the movie behind the scenes. Talk about awkward. But fast forward to now, Sydney and Jonathan are officially done. The wedding was on hold for a while, and now it's clear it's not happening at all. And just as that news dropped, boom, Sydney shows up at Glenn Powell's sister's wedding in Dallas. And guess who had the pics first? Yep, Dumois. They posted the exclusive shots and the internet went into overdrive. Why is Sydney at Glenn's family wedding? Are they actually a thing now? So the second Sydney showed up at Glenn Powell's family wedding, right after calling off her engagement, the internet lost it. Everyone was like, oh, she knew exactly who to text when things ended. People started screaming, we're about to get a real-life version of Anyone But You. Because if you've seen the movie, you know what's up. Sydney's character ends up with Glenn's after her sister's wedding. And now, in real life, Sydney's showing up at his sister's wedding. It was too perfect. Fans were already writing the next rom-com in their heads. Some were totally here for it. Others, not so much. But one person who seemed very over the rumors, Glenn's mom. She was not about to let the internet play matchmaker with her son. Cindy Powell didn't waste any time. She ran straight to the Daily Mail to shut it all down. Quick. She told them point blank, they're definitely not together. She even called the whole thing silly and said there's nothing going on behind closed doors. So basically, stop trying to make Glenn and Sydney happen. It's not happening. Meanwhile, Glenn just happened to be making the rounds on the Today Show that week, promoting, get this, hot honey ketchup and hot honey BBQ sauce. Yep, your fave rom-com heartthrob is out here launching condiments. Iconic. Of course, the hosts had to bring up the wedding, and when they did, Glenn kept it cool. He said the Powells throw a great party, and Sydney was just one of the many friends invited. Classic PR-friendly answer, but people were still side-eyeing it, especially with all this timing is everything energy. Convenient, huh? But yeah, his mom's reaction definitely added fuel to the fire. If there really was nothing going on, why did she jump in so fast? Fans were like, feels like damage control. Now speaking of spicy rumors, Lana Del Rey and Kim Kardashian's names got tangled in the weirdest legal gossip recently. Buckle up. So Lana did this dreamy Valentine's Day campaign for Skims, and fans loved it. She looked like a vintage angel straight out of a 1960s perfume ad. But then someone noticed she didn't tag the posts as ads. Number ad, no paid promotion label, nada. Next thing you know, whispers started flying that Kim was supposedly suing Lana over it, like actually suing her for $1 million because it violated some advertising guidelines. And y'all, the internet exploded. People couldn't believe it. I mean, Kim K dragging Lana Del Rey to court over an Instagram caption? No way. Fans started wondering if it meant the end of their friendship or if Skims would drop Lana completely. It was chaos. But then Lana herself jumped into the comments like, hold up. She basically said, this isn't true, not from what I know. And if anything does come up because of rules, we'll deal with it. But don't worry, our friendship's not going anywhere. So yeah, no beef, no lawsuit. Just a big game of telephone that got way out of hand. And speaking of Kardashian family drama, buckle up again because here comes the Khloé plus Kanye plus Kim mess. It all started when Khloé posted a random Snapchat of Little Northwest with a caption like, North looks so grown up. And that sounds innocent enough, right? Except people were immediately like, this is kind of weird. Why? Well, Khloé's Snapchat is a whole thing. Most fans think she's not even the one running it. Apparently, you can make some serious cash on Snap if you post a ton, like hundreds of posts a day kind of cash. So it's been rumored that she's got someone else doing the dirty work, screenshotting everything from her sister's Instas and TikToks, slapping a quick reaction on it, and pushing it all out under her name. So when that North post went up, people felt a little off about it. Like, why is Khloé, or whoever is pretending to be Khloé, using every piece of Kardashian kid content possible just to milk the algorithm? It started to feel exploity. Even Kim seemed a little uncomfortable. You want to know who really didn't love that Snapchat post of North? Kanye. He's been super vocal about not wanting his daughter online, and this just rubbed him the wrong way all over again. But here's where things get complicated. Because while Kanye is out here telling the world that he wants to protect his kids from the internet and keep them offline, he literally released a song that features North. And guess who else is on the track? Diddy. Yup, the same Diddy that Kim reportedly didn't want North anywhere near. And Kanye? He put the track out anyway. So people are like, wait, what? How are you going to say your daughter shouldn't be online, but then turn around and drop a song with her voice on it next to someone her mom doesn't even approve of? It's giving very mixed messages. Still, Kanye was clearly upset when he saw North online again. And in true Ye fashion, he took to the internet to vent. Big time. He didn't hold back. He started accusing the Kardashian family of trafficking his kids. Yes, he actually said that. And dropped a string of intense tweets about how his children are being indoctrinated and used. In one of his posts, he said it's hard to stay sane watching what's happening to his kids, and he even said he either has to dissociate or risk ending up in jail. He called out black celebrities too, saying nobody's stepping up to defend him or his children, and pointed fingers at Kim and her family, calling them white and white-passing women who are influencing his black children. It was a lot, and again, it's wild to hear him say all this while at the same time defending Diddy and including North on a track with him. Fans were seriously disturbed by that. The whole thing just made people feel like Kanye was playing both sides, and not in a good way. Meanwhile, Kim's been catching heat too. Not from Kanye this time, but from her own sisters, for being a bit of a hypocrite when it comes to parenting. So, if you've been watching The Kardashians, you'll remember this one episode from last season where Kim, Khloé, Kendall, and Kris were on vacation. Khloé was FaceTiming True, just casually checking in with her daughter during breakfast, and the entire table was acting like it was the most annoying thing in the world. Kim looked especially annoyed, and she actually said something like, "Do you really need to be on FaceTime all the time?" Even Kris was giving Khloé grief for being so hands-on. And everyone watching was like, "Are you serious right now? You're mad at her for being a loving, present mom?" It was weird. Fast forward to this season, and guess what? Kim is now the one glued to her phone, FaceTiming North during their vacation. Except North isn't just at home. She's actually in China with Kanye for a performance. So Kim's on the phone, worried, checking in, calling her back, doing all the same stuff Khloé was doing with True. And now, suddenly, it's fine. Khloé was not letting that one slide. She straight up called Kim out in her confessional. Like, seriously? A year ago, you made me feel bad for saying goodnight to my kid, and now you're on the phone for half the trip talking to yours? Even Kris jumped in and told Kim she was doing exactly what she once shamed Khloé for. Kris even pulled receipts, saying Kim spent hours FaceTiming North, while Khloé had taken like 3 minutes. Kim tried to defend herself, saying it's different because her kids were in a whole other country, and that Khloé's kids have never even left the country without her. Which, okay, maybe true, but still. Khloé wasn't mad that Kim was talking to her daughter. She made that super clear. She just didn't appreciate being made to feel like a clingy mom when Kim was out here doing the exact same thing. So yeah, in the end, Kim actually did admit she was being a total hypocrite. She had that little moment of self-awareness where she was like, okay, I get it. North is only wanting to talk to me right now. And finally admitted that she came down hard on Khloé for something she's now doing herself. Like, congrats on the honesty, I guess. But still, people weren't exactly rushing to hand her a gold star. Viewers were not letting her off that easy. Because you can't drag your sister for FaceTiming her daughter for 3 minutes, then go on vacation and spend half the trip on the phone with your own kid, and act like it's suddenly fine because your kid's in another country. The internet was like, ma'am, if we had popcorn, it would have already burned in the microwave by now. And look, this whole thing is just peak Kardashian. It's giving family drama, double standards, and camera ready chaos. And honestly, none of us are surprised. It's what they do best. There's always someone calling someone else out, only for it to loop back in the most ironic way possible. But now I want to hear your take. Like, are you Team Kim because, hey, kids in China is different? Or are you riding with Khloé, who just wanted to tell her daughter goodnight without being mom shamed on national television? And while we're at it, don't even try to leave without giving me your thoughts on the Justin and Haley saga. Do you actually think their accounts keep glitching, or is that just their version of "we were on a break"? Sydney Sweeney pulling up to Glenn Powell's sister's wedding right after calling off her engagement? Like, girl, the timing? Glenn's mom rushing to shut the whole thing down? Why do I feel like that only made it messier? And let's not forget the Alex Cooper situation with the name change. Who tells someone to change their name at work because it makes them uncomfortable? Allegedly, of course. There's so much going on this week, and honestly, I need to hear all your theories, reactions, side eyes, and savage hot takes. You know the drill. Drop it all in the comments, no filter. If you found this tea sweet, be sure to smash that like button and